What's up, people? This is your boy, Puerto'S 77, and I'm back with another Portal's Point live. Thank you for showing up. I really appreciate you guys taking the time and to hear my content and stuff. I'm still trying to work the kink on something. For some reason, when I play my sound effect, it doesn't show up on Google Hangout or whatever. You know my little sound effect, the little horn, the little Inception horn that I usually do. For some reason, it hasn't been working for a while, and I'm trying to figure that out. But anyway, I'm glad you're showing up. Damn, how's everybody doing? I know I'm doing good. Enjoying my last day of vacation. A little time off. Weather's been kind of sucky, but I got time to spend, with my family and play some games and stuff like that. It's mostly just to be away from work more than anything else. So that was good. All right, but of course I'm back. If you're listening to this channel for the first time, I hope you enjoy. Thank you for showing up. To everybody in the chat right now, rocking out with me, my man Mark Woodland, of course. So Shady, EJ Johnston, thank you so much. My man EJ Johnston's always up in here, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Chris Righteous, Rooster, Yakab Yazrael. Oh man, I hope I spelled that. I hope I didn't butcher your name. My man says, Mark Woodland, what's going on? Who's next? Thank you for showing up. Moon's filling up nicely. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. I know you guys I've been down, man. I appreciate my family. Jacob's laughing. Yo, I hope I didn't butcher your name. I'm gonna just say Trick. No, I'm just kidding, man. It's just Jacob. Is Jacob Israel? Oh, Jacob Israel. Is that it? Did I get it right? Jacob is. I'm assuming it's a spoof between. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I got it. There you go. I'm not that illiterate. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I could be a journalist, right? All right. And speaking of this, that's a good segue into the topic. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about. Yeah, let me give you guys some backstory. So, a journalist, his name is Dean Takahashi. He had a little clip of his video playing Cuphead, like the tutorial. Telling you how to jump over. And I hope most of you've seen it. If not, I'll try to find the video and put in the description link. But I made a tweet when I saw this. I'm like, this is almost painful to watch. I mean, it was actually, I was getting triggered. I'm being lying. You know how we all make fun of people? What's up, William? What's up, 209er? You know how we make fun of people? We're like, we got you triggered. No, I was triggered because it was really painful. Specifically, we all know the classic platform or gameplay mechanic where to get to a higher, let's say to jump over a higher pole or station or, an obstacle, you have to stand on a lower one, a smaller one, jump in the air, do a dash to get over the next one. It's pretty basic. I mean, I think this technique goes back to, man, I think this might even go back to like at least Super Metroid on the Super Nintendo. I mean, this is a pretty old gaming mechanic, the tried and true gaming mechanic of jumping from one platform to another using the dash button. Simple. All right. For those of us who've been gaming for a while, you can even tell that's what you have to do right from the fact. All right. Well, while he was playing the game, he couldn't do it. He was trying to figure out how to jump over this tall obstacle. Knowing the character, yeah, Mega Man's another good example. That's right, Jacob. That's another good example. A lot of platforming games on this. And he couldn't jump over this tall-ass obstacle. And it's clear that the Cuphead character, and this is pertaining to Cuphead, the Cuphead character doesn't jump that high, right? What's funny is there's a little note above the screen saying, use dash to extend your reach, to jump over obstacles. So it's kind of explaining it anyway. But he stood there for like a good 5 minutes doing it until he finally figured out. It was a very, very painful experience, right? Now, having issues to play these games is not a problem if you're a casual gamer. If you don't play these type of games and you don't play much of it, that's okay. You learn. Maybe you never played platform. Maybe you're new to gaming. Remember, every generation, we have new gamers that game for the first time. 20 years from now, we will have gamers that say their first console was the Xbox One X. God help your soul. Or the PlayStation 4. I'm kidding. I'm joking. No, but seriously, every generation we have new gamers. All right. Every single gamer that's out there did not start on the Nintendo Entertainment System or on the Atari 2600. All right, it doesn't work that way. Every generation, someone's going to be video gaming for the first time. Maybe they're at 6 or 7 years old, but guess what? That's their first time gaming. So, you're playing Cuphead, you're having issues, you're trying to learn. That's cool. If you're casual, you don't really game that much. Like my wife, I expect something like that from my wife. All right, I get that. No, not a big issue. Or my daughter, they're not gamers like that. They play, Bubble Witch or the iPhone Messenger phone games, things like that. But what makes this so significant is that this person, again, his name is Dean Takahashi. He's a gaming journalist. He writes on gaming. He talks about gaming. He even reviews games. But he doesn't have the competency to play them at a basic level. Now, all I'm saying is competency. I'm not saying you need to be an esport dominator gaming. I'm not even saying you have to be good. You could suck at the game. The game, you could just be terrible at games. But you should at least fundamentally know how to play games. Fundamentally. All right? Especially if you've been covering gaming for years. This game mechanic should be, muscle memory. It should be easily recognizable and easy to perform. All right? If you're going to talk about gaming, right, and critique the gameplay mechanics, then you should know how gameplay mechanics work. I don't get, it's like for me, if you look at my description note, I put down, I wrote, apparently you don't need to know how to play games to write about how to play games. I think I'm going to be a hockey sports writer because apparently I don't need to know about hockey. As long as I'm a good journalist and I know how to draft essays and write articles, hey, the world is open. I'm free game. So I'm going to start sending my applications to Sports Center, ESPN, and stuff like that and be like, hey, I want to be a hockey journalist. And they're going to ask me, oh, so you know about hockey? And I have absolutely no idea about hockey, but apparently that's not a requirement. Apparently you don't have to. You could just write about stuff that you have no idea what you're writing about. That's absolutely terrible. That's just downright terrible. And I be honest, it's things like this. And I have to play devil's advocate that makes people believe that there's a media bias. I don't think there's a media bias. I think this is just people being dumb. In my opinion, I think this is a symptom. What's up, Legend of Gamer? What's going on? Thank you for showing up. All right? But me, I think this is a symptom. Marcel Simon, I what's up? I think this is a symptom. Not so much of media bias. I think it's time. Listen, I think it's time we all admit the media industry of gaming doesn't respect gamers at all. I think that's what it is. I think we're being played. We're being suckered. We're being looked at because this won't fly in the movie industry. You wouldn't have a movie journalist, working, writing articles for a big movie studio, a movie, entertainment site, and has no ideas about the movie, the movie industry itself. This wouldn't fly. Movie enthusiasts wouldn't accept this. You wouldn't have music journalists write about music, bands and groups and singers, and they know nothing about music. Rolling Stones wouldn't play that. Rolling Stones wouldn't have a journalist like that. All these other industries wouldn't accept that. You wouldn't have Car and Driver or what is it, Top Gear. They wouldn't have journalists that don't know about cars writing articles about cars. They wouldn't play that. Those industries wouldn't play that crap. They won't even entertain the idea of somebody picking up a pen and just writing a sentence if they have absolutely no idea about the industry they're trying to write about. They would not accept that. Yet, in the gaming industry, we allow that. It has nothing to do with media bias. It's we're getting suckered. We're being played. They're looking at us, again, this is another scenario where gaming is not being respected as an art, This is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Enough is enough. We're still being played as bottom feeders compared to every other entertainment industry. The damn Kardashians has more respect than us. This is ridiculous. You know, I don't think it's media bias. I think the media and the multi-billion-dollar media entertainment industry that covers gaming don't respect gamers. They look at us. I think they still look at us. Even though it's popular, and even though gaming is very popular, everybody's a gamer. I think deep down inside, they still look at us like the 80s. When back in the 80s, when I was a kid, and and I admitted that I was a gamer, they looked, we were looked at as people who were just wasting time, a bunch of low lives. Don't you have anything better to do? Like, are you seriously, And I still feel we're still at that point. Never mind the fact, what is it? The average gamer is 35. Pretty much gaming is a huge entertainment industry. Maybe even bigger than movies at this point. But yet, we get low caliber class journalists that don't even know gaming. That's what we get. Every other industry, they get people on a professional level that know what they're talking about. But us, God forbid we get somebody, God forbid IGN checks the credentials of the people that write their articles. God forbid GameSpot or, check the credentials of these writers. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy, and I think that's what it is. I don't think it's media bias. I think we're just not being respected. My man Jacob, he brought a good point. Gamers have to give them something to respect. Most gamers don't respect themselves. Look at all the console fanboys who worship companies. That's a good point. Do the industry look at us as jokes? When we cry about the stupidest things, do developers and publishers realize that maybe gamers are nothing but whiny little children and deserve not to be treated like adults? And this is not a knock on Xbox or Play. This is in general, because I think we all have our issues across every platform. You think that's what it is? We're just paying the price because we won't grow up? Is that what it is? Maybe the industry is treating us the way we're supposed to be treated. If we want to act like buffoons, then fine. If we want to act like animals, they're gonna cage us up. Maybe is that it? Maybe why would they pay an actual professional journalist that knows gaming when they could just get any run-of-the-mill dude? I mean, at the end of the day, the article is going to be read by fanboys and used in a console war. So maybe that's it. Maybe IGN and GameSpot is not actually going to put the effort, to be a professional journalist organization, in the way we see, politics. And to be honest, politics ain't even really doing a good job of being professional journalists themselves. Little by little, they're becoming fanboyish in their own right. The whole conservative versus leftist is like a fanboy war. It's just a bunch, they're using the same tactics console gamers use. When you think about it, the memes, the fake propaganda pictures, and all that crazy stuff. So politics is really barely any better. Maybe that's it, though. Maybe that's it. Maybe we're not meant to be taken serious, because no matter what, we could take a serious article and we'll twist it into a fanboy article. So why even bother? Good point, Jacob. Thank you so much. Good point. Never looked at it that way. That's interesting. And sad part is that ain't gonna change, man. Because I'm not gonna lie. Listen, I've been following gaming. I've been following gaming for a long time, right? And within the internet, I got access to the internet like in 2000. 99, actually 99. 99 is when I first got my own internet service, dial up and stuff like that, right? And I started actually interacting with gamers through forums, System Wars, GameSpot forums, and stuff like that. And the fanboyism was the same. Fanboyism between the PlayStation 2, the GameCube, and the OG Xbox was exactly the same as we had now. Now, the only difference I would say back then, all the fanboys for each console would still game with each other. That's one thing I would say. No, they didn't have these communities where we segregated each other or we blocked each other. We would just, we would talk, we would talk our crap, we would pop our jokes, but at the end of the day, we would play games. We all either play Halo, we got on PlayStation 2, play SOCOM. Game couldn't even do much, online. But or people who have PCs, they will get together, play PC, Everybody got together and played. Legend Gamer brought up a great point. She just said we got clowns associating Japanese games with pedophilia on social media. What chance have we got with anybody taking us seriously? Girl, not only that, in my recent tweets, now, if a Sony gamer or a PC gamer has an opinion about Xbox, we're just as bad as ISIS. We're bad as terrorists. Yo, you can't make this up, man. Girl, you can't make this up. So you're right. I don't think. Oh man, I don't think there's any hope. I don't think anyone's gonna take us serious. We're pretty much. I guess we're just gonna have to deal with it. I would say, thank the Lord that we're in the age of streaming, because at the very least, you can watch a streamer and you can see the game for yourself. You can see the game being played by good streamers. So, and believe it or not, I don't read. I used to read reviews a lot and get most of my information from reviews, but not anymore. Like if I'm interested in a game, I look for a gaming stream on Twitch. I look at people actually playing the game, and then I just look at it and I make the decision myself based off what I'm seeing. And I think that's where we got. I think that's where we're at the point. We just watch streamers and you can see the game live. Another good feature I would say on the PlayStation is if one of my friends have the game, sometimes I will message them and I will ask them, hey, can you let me play the game for about 10 minutes? And then, some of my friends are cool like that. They're like, yeah, no problem. They hand me control of the game, and I'm streaming the game, playing it. Now, granted, it's not the best, representation because I am streaming the game over the internet, but it gives me a certain idea of what to expect, So it's kind of like a demo, a live demo of the game. So those things I use, You're right. AJ Felton. We got clowns that threaten people to lose their jobs because they didn't give a certain game 10-10 or threatening the Tomb Raider actress for rape. Yep. Exactly. As long as we got, and I think the industry's had enough. They see all this crap. They're not going to invest the time to elevate themselves when the audience is pretty much bottom feeders. And the sad part is the rest of us has to pay. Flip Bayless, well-known X-Dot. Oh, man, this dude. Blackie Lebowski. Oh, yeah, that dude got issues. Blackie Lebowski was originally a Nintendo dude. That dude just has issues, period. He started out as he won't give Sony props because he was a Nintendo dude. He was originally a Nintendo dude that hated Sony. Then, obviously, the Wii U was a failure, so he just jumped on Xbox because that was the next best thing to hate on Sony. So he's more of a Sony hater than he is a platform whatever. But he originally came out as a Nintendo dude. But it's just weird how much effort people put in. But I guess, yeah. But I will say this, man. What that dude, Dean Takahashi, that was an embarrassment. I mean, I was looking at it and I'm like, it was just painful watching. I'm like, oh my God. Like I'm screaming. I'm like looking at the screen. In my head, I'm mentally screaming at the screen like, get on the damn platform, jump and dash. What is so hard? It's not a new technique. Anyway, that's crazy, all right? But before I go, I want to talk about one more topic that's not on there, all right? I also want to talk about a week ago, a Verge writer. Lord, these writers are on point today. They've really been on point this week, these gaming journalists. He wrote that he saw, I guess, Forza in 4K 60, and he couldn't tell the difference between 4K 60 and 1080p 60. There's really no difference. And I'm like, okay, listen, listen. We all know me. I'm not the Xbox extraordinaire. I'm not Porterbot 77 by any means. By any means. I'm not the huge defender of Xbox. I think we all know that. But at least we all know that if I do critique about Xbox, it's mostly the corporation. It's mostly Microsoft themselves and the decision they make. And not so much the box in the games itself. The box in the games itself is fine. It's the suits that piss me off. All right? But in this case right here, I'm going to have to call the BS on this one. I'm going to have to raise the BS flag. And I'm raising this flag high. So everybody look up in the sky and salute. because this BS flag is flapping way high in the air. You know? Let me ask you this. It's 2017, right? In this comment, he said he couldn't tell the difference between 4K. You damn right, Eric. $2 super chat. 2.5 games back, baby. We doing it big. Yankees. I'm sorry to interrupt. He got me excited once I saw that super chat. It's not so much because of $2, but my man repping the Yankees. I'm sorry. Oh man, you got my heart pumping. Yo, we taking it this year. Woo, baby bombers, baby. Woo! You like how we took 2 games out of oh man, don't get me started. This will be the Yankee podcast if you get me started. Woo! Damn. Woo! All right, let me get back. Let me get back on track. All right, woo! Woo! Let me wave. Woo, man, I'm about to put on my jersey right now. Damn. Woo! Lord, oh Lord, we doing it. September's ours, baby. Anyway, okay. Man, where was I at? All right. So this journalist from The Verge, right? I also out of the blue couldn't tell the difference between 4K 60 and 1080p 60. Now, here's my question. And then again, I'm not even defending Xbox. I'm more defending console gaming in general with this one. How is it now he noticed there's no difference between 4K 60 and 1080p 60 when PC gaming's been doing 4K for a while now, at least a year, right? How come nobody said that a year ago? How come nobody's saying that on PC 4K 60 doesn't look much different than 1080p 60 unless you have like a 73-inch monitor? Because I don't see PC gamers playing 73-inch monitors. So what's going on here? I don't get it. Why is this being brought up now? See, it's stuff like this that makes the Xbox community believe there's a media bias. Because I'm not going to lie, this is kind of weird. It is a weird comment. I have to agree with that. I don't get the comment. 4K 60 looks the same as 1080p 60. Like, what are you talking about? And why didn't you say this a year ago on PC? How come nobody's saying this on PC? Is 4K BS? Like, what's going on? I just don't know why he would say that. You know, that comment doesn't even make sense. You know, that's just a crazy comment. But anyway, I just had to get that out of my chest because it just doesn't make sense. You know, you got gaming journalists. Yo, gaming journalists has really putting into the stands this week. Man. I don't know. I don't get it. It's just bugged out. I don't know. But anyway, that's just my comment. This is my Portal Points live. You know, I hope you enjoyed. We had 56 people watching. Please hit the like button. Spread the love. Thank you, fam. Check me out tomorrow. 60 Frames No Like podcast. It's gonna start a little late. It's gonna start at 8 p.m. tomorrow because I got 2 special guests. I got Blues Rendezvous and the Ash and Luca. You know, they're gonna bless us with their presence tomorrow. So it's gonna be a fun time. Are you getting knack? Hell no, I'm not getting knack. I didn't even play the first one. You know, it's all about that Destiny, dog. You know, everything. Right now, I'm trying to finish up Fallout, but whatever I don't get to finish, it's a wrap. D2, baby. D2 is here. That's it. D2 is life. All right? That's it. But anyway, thank you so much for stopping by, family. I appreciate it. You know, thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, spread the word through your Twitter. And I appreciate the time. I hope you enjoyed the content. Anyway, this is your boy Puerto'S 77. Hey, I'm about to be on a podcast in about an hour. I think Gaming Addict is his name. He invited me to do a podcast. I know I'll spread it on the link. It starts at 5 p.m. Eastern, so check me out on there. But anyway, peace out, fam. Thank you so much, and take care. All right? Peace.